Good morning everyone. Welcome back on behalf of GS College of Commerce, Varna. Before this session, means in previous lectures, we have gone through regarding the law of supply, the statement of law, okay, and the concept of law of supply. Now today we will start with curve of supply, that is supply curve along with the schedule, because as I have told you that without preparing this schedule you cannot draw the supply curve. So what is supply, what is law of supply, and what is the reference which we have taken in the explanation of law of supply. We have taken one example how a farmer is going to sell his product in the market in certain conditions, and that conditions are also known as assumptions of law of supply, that we will see afterward the schedule and supply curve. So what actually supply means? Supply means a commodity, okay. Supply means a commodity or a quantity of a commodity which is offered for the sale within given time period at certain price. What is supply? Supply means a quantity of a commodity, means a commodity which is offered for the sale by the supplier at a given price within that particular duration of period, okay. Now what it means? That the supplier who is selling the goods, okay, who is a producer who is producing the goods and at the same time supplying the goods in the market, what he will consider the two main things, the two main what we say the factors responsible for law of supply, that is price of the commodity and during how much period, during the duration or time duration of supply of that particular commodity, and then main two components are there, that is the price of the commodity and the time duration during which that product is offered for the sale. So two things we have seen. Then we have seen the factors responsible, okay. What are the factors responsible for the law of supply, or when the law of supply can be successful, that is what is assumptions of law of supply, means in what conditions the law of supply can work successfully, that is what is assumption. Now as we have seen that what is law of demand, when the prices are low consumer will buy in more quantity, and when the prices are high consumer will not buy in that much commodity or that much quantity, okay. But what law of supply says? The law of supply says that means actually what is the law of supply? Other things being constant, the higher the price of the commodity, the greater the quantity will be supplied, and lower the price of the commodity, the smaller the quantity will be supplied. It means what? See again, supply, law of supply is from seller point of view, is from producer point of view, whereas law of demand is a analysis of consumer behavior, analysis of a buyer when he is going to buy a specific product, whereas in case of law of supply, when a supplier will offer his goods in the market, supplier from his maximum profit point of view, he will sell in the market at that time when the prices are high, obviously, because these are the both dead end. From the consumer point of view, when he will buy when the prices are lower, but from the seller point of view, when he will sell when the prices are higher in the market, so that he can earn maximum profit. These are the two basic concepts of law of demand and law of supply. Law of demand means what happens? The consumer will want to save his money, whereas in case of law of supply, the seller want to maximize his profit, he want to earn higher profit, as much as profit for him. So this is what is law of supply. Now here coming to the schedule for the supply curve or law of supply. Here one column we have made for the prices, and the second is supply of the commodity, means when the supplier will sell his commodity, will sell his product in the market, means at what price. When for example the prices is ₹2, then the supplier will 4. When the prices is ₹4, he will supply 8 number of quantity or 8 units of the product. Again when the prices are 6, 12. when the prices are 8, the quantity supplied may be 16, and when the prices are 10, the supply is 20. Means what? See, when the prices are higher, the supply is also maximum. When the prices are more, the supply is more. Exactly opposite of law of demand. And likewise, we have taken this schedule for drawing the supply curve. So here on the x-axis we have taken supply of the commodity X, and here on y-axis we have taken price of the commodity. So when we have taken here in the schedule, we have taken prices 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Same we have drawn here on the y-axis 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So when the prices are 2, the supply is 4. When the prices are rupees 4, supply is 8. The same schedule is drawn here with the help of the curve. Now always see, when we have seen the law of demand, the law of supply curve, so it was exactly opposite of law of supply. Here it goes upward, and law of demand, the demand curve goes downward. Here it is upward, because exactly opposite combination of law of demand. So when the prices are 2, supply is 4, so the curve goes upward. This is what is supply curve, and the supply curve is shown with the upward direction, and it is known as SS. So SS is the supply curve, and this is the schedule for this supply. Now I hope this is clear for you. So we will move ahead with the assumptions of law of supply. Now, at what conditions the law of supply will be true, or law of supply is successful, we can say that. At what conditions? Means from supply point, law of supply is always from the supplier point of view. Okay, and what is law of demand? It is a analysis of consumer behavior, where here we can say that law of supply is an analysis of a supplier. When he is selling his product, his commodities in the market to earn maximum profit, to make higher profit, more and more profit, when the prices are high, he will sell at this price. Since price is 10, the supply is 20. So what are the assumptions of law of supply? The very first assumption is cost of production remain unchanged. So it is assumed. Assumptions means something is assumed, and what is that assumption? That cost of production remain unchanged. Whatever the producer has, means he has incurred some profit, some capital in his production. So cost of production remain unchanged. So very first assumption is, in case of assumption of law of supply, the very first point is cost of production remain unchanged. Okay, so as we have seen that to earn maximum profit, okay, when the prices are high, he will sell in the maximum quantity. Okay, when the prices are more, he tries to sell his maximum quantity out of his stock. So cost of production remain unchanged. So what is very first assumption? Cost of production remain unchanged. And this cost of production remain unchanged, it means what? The producer, the supplier want to sell his product, sell his quantity at the maximum rate. No change in production techniques. Once the quantity is produced of a particular commodity, okay, so whatever the cost is incurred in that production, okay, in that batch, the producer has done his production for his commodity. So if he changes the technique of the production, then obviously the cost of the production is going to change. It is going to affect. So no change in production techniques, then only the law of supply, in that situation it will be successful. If a supplier makes changes in production technique, then that will not be assumed as a successful law of supply. So there should not be any change in the production techniques. Then government policies remain unchanged. Certain policies, government, see, when the producer is producing the goods, he has to follow the trade policies. Whatever the government policies has been made for the taxes, trade policies, taxes policies, and considering that government policy, if remain unchanged for that particular production, okay, when the producer has produced his quantity to sell in the market, so before producing the goods, he have made certain assumptions, or he has set his profit margin, and not to change that profit margin, not to get effect on his profit, what he will do or what he will think, that there should not be any change in the government policies, and then only the law of supply is said to be successful. Okay, so government policies remain unchanged. No change in transportation cost. Same again and again, what you need to understand is cost of production means whatever the cost he has assumed for producing those particular goods. Okay, maybe say 1000 quantity of goods. So in that 1000 quantity of goods, in that case, cost of production, what he has assumed, okay, what he has thought before doing that production, then no change in production techniques, so that the techniques which is used for that 1000 kgs should remain unchanged. Government policies which he has followed at particular production of 1000 kgs, okay, then no change in transportation cost. Whatever the transportation cost he has paid for selling the goods from one place to another place, if that get changes, then obviously it is going to affect his profit margin. So no change in transportation cost. Then no future expectations in the price. As we have seen that seller, he will sell in his product in the market considering the price and time duration. So if no future expectations in the prices, as the producer is selling his goods in the market to earn maximum profit, but he should not sell his product to considering the loss, because whatever cost of production, at least whatever the amount he has spent in that production, he should not face the loss. Okay, whatever, for example, he has rupees 100 he has incurred for a particular commodity. So at least he should earn rupees 100 but not less than 100. Okay, it means what? So that to avoid the losses, okay, so that to make maximum profit, no future transportation, no future expectations in the price. So no change in weather condition. There are certain natural calamities like earthquakes, floods, etc., so that it is going to affect the cost of production. So no change in weather conditions. So price of other goods remain unchanged. We have seen that. What are these other goods? Okay, we have seen that the factors involved in producing the commodity. There are n number of factors, certain issues which are assumed in the particular production. So no change in weather condition, price of other goods remain unchanged. Here it includes price of raw material, price of labor which is incurred, or the machineries which are involved in producing those goods. So price of other goods remain unchanged. And then constant scale of production. Now constant scale of production, what it refers to? It is assumed that the scale of production remains constant during the given period of time, because the quantity 1000 kgs which he has produced, okay, he has to completely sell his stock of 1000 kgs, so that constant scale of production. The scales of production, it means what? The producer who has incurred his money, his capital, okay, as we have taken here for example rupees 100, he will always concentrate on this rupees 100, so that he should not face the losses in the market. At least no profit, no loss, he should work on that basis. At least he should say, or he should think that I should not put myself into the loss, and so constant scale of production. So these are the assumptions of law of supply. In this session, what we have seen, first we have considered the supply schedule, supply of schedule for drawing the supply curve. This is the, again I'll just give you the brief idea. Here we have taken price and here we have taken supply of commodity. Okay, now with the help of this schedule we have drawn this supply curve, and supply curve is always move on upward direction. How it moves? Upward direction, and this is called SS, is the supply curve. Okay, now here we have finished our curve, and now here we have taken the assumptions of law of supply. So there are total 8 assumptions for law of supply. So as I have told you that you have to recap or you have to recollect these things, because see, drawing the curve is easy if you understand the schedule. So I think the curve, the schedule and the assumptions are clear for you. So we will stop here only, and in the next session we are going to see the exceptions for the law of supply. By the time, thank you.